Page 21, dividing fractions. Here's the steps for dividing fractions. The first thing you want to do is keep the first fraction. The second step, change the operator division to multiplication. And then the third step, flip the second fraction, get the reciprocal. Once you do that, you'll factor if needed, cancel out the factors that are the same to find your wholes, multiply across, double check that there's nothing else to cancel, and then set the denominator equal to 0 to find your vertical asymptotes. If we look at number 1, we only have to do the first 3 steps, it looks like. Or actually, there are some things we can factor out. So let's keep the first fraction. So we have 3/4. Change the operator to multiplication, and then flip the second fraction. After you do that, go ahead and factor these. We want our prime factorizations. So it'd be 3 over 2 times 2. And then 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 6 is 2 times 3. Next, we're going to cancel out our like factors in the numerator and the denominator. It looks like everything cancels in this case, but there are no wholes because there's no variables. So if everything cancels out with a multiplication or division problem, the answer would be 1. Let's look at this one. This is a complex fraction. So we can rewrite this like this one right here. So we have 2 over 3 divided by 5 over 7. Keep the first fraction, change the operator to multiplication, flip the second fraction to get the reciprocal. These are all already factored out with prime factorization, so you just multiply straight across. 7 times 2 is 14. 5 times 3 is 15. There's no vertical asymptotes because there's no variables. So this would be your reduced fraction. Let's do this one right here. 1 over n minus 3 divided by n minus 9 all over n squared minus n minus 6. So we keep the first fraction, change the operator to multiplication, and then flip the second fraction. Okay, from here we're going to factor. It looks like we can factor this top part. We have n plus 2 and n minus 3. And then we have n minus 9. And then we will multiply straight across here to get n minus 3. Okay, we're going to see what cancels out here. The ones that are like is n minus 3. So we have a whole at x equals, or not x, n equals 3, because that's what would give you 0 right here if we set n minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, and you're going to have a vertical asymptote at n equals 9, because that's when this would be 0. And then your simplified fraction would be n plus 2 over n minus 9. So your excluded values are 3 and 9. As long as n doesn't equal 3 or 9, then this is defined here. Let's do one more on this page. 4 over n squared minus 64 divided by 1 over n squared minus 64. So we'll keep the first fraction, change the operator to multiplication, and then flip the second fraction. Okay, we can factor out the n squared minus 64. So we have 4 over n plus 8 times n minus 8. And we have the same thing up here, n plus 8, n minus 8. Well, what cancels are the n plus 8s and the n minus 8s. So you're left with 4, but you have 2 wholes. You have one n equals negative 8 and one n equals positive 8. And there's no vertical asymptotes since there's no variables in the denominator after canceling out the wholes. All right, finish the rest of this page and then move on to the next page.